Our first play of the evening starts with Jonathan Simmons of the Orlando Magic, who has had quite the offensive responsibility for them this season, as he's averaging over 11 drives a game. He likes to get into the teeth of the defense and make things happen. But he does have rookie Josh Jackson in front of him, and Jackson is averaging 1.2 steals on the season, so he is liable to swipe you if you are not careful with the basketball. And after Simmons tries to go the other way on the screener roll with Bismack Biyombo, well, Jackson gets him, and it's going to be 2 points on the other end. Hopefully Jackson can keep up that defense, because Phoenix really needs it. The Trailblazers are a regular for these top 10 breakdowns. Looking at this play here, I think the defense from the Nets could have been a little more effective. First and foremost, Shabazz Napier is the ball handler in this situation. He has not been able to crack a regular rotation in the NBA. He's played half seasons, but he's never been able to really edge his name into a team's game plan consistently. Now, the one floor spacer they have is Damian Lillard. The other guys are Evan Turner and Mo Harkless. I think the Nets could have packed the paint a little bit more and dared one of those guys to kill him from outside. What I like about this Paul George isolation is that OKC is playing him at power forward, which means Montrezl Harrell is forced to defend him, and I don't think Harrell really has the quickness to keep up with PG, even if he might have the strength. Now on this play here, I'm pretty sure Wesley Johnson sees all that open space, and he sees Blake Griffin with a lot of room towards the basket, and he would like to get it to him, but OKC is currently fronting the post. And so he sees that if he throws a cross-court pass to Austin Rivers, then the angle could open up, but Russell Westbrook was in the passing lane there. A situation where you had that initial idea and you didn't think for a second, maybe this pass isn't such a good idea after all. Here we have Giannis Antetokounmpo just being Antetokounmpo. And I like that whenever Giannis pops up, the only thing I can say is he's just really good. This play from the Chicago Bulls is pretty ambitious. Credit to Fred Hoiberg here. We initially get a handoff to Lauri Markkanen, and I think the idea for this is either forcing Indiana into a switch because there's a lot of side-to-side action and maybe Markkanen could end up on a smaller player, or if Markkanen is able to get a head of steam going towards his left side, he could take it off the bounce. Now what ends up happening is Chris Dunn just beats Oladipo off the dribble. But I still liked that initial action by the Bulls because it forced Indiana to stay on their toes, move side to side. Now Oladipo gets it back on the other end with this steal in transition. And I think this one was really that the Bulls didn't have a lot of shooters in a certain area. So Oladipo is already beginning to go for the ball here because he anticipates that Robin Lopez is going to pass it off. Lopez is not a shooter or a ball handler, so it makes sense that he would give this away. But there's also Justin Holiday, who's not really much of a shooter either, so I think Oladipo didn't have much fear when it came to leaving him open to gamble for a steal. Now, similar to the Antetokounmpo play, there's not much I can really tell you on this one. Lou Williams just hits a full court shot. Shout out to Lou, and that was more of a half-court shot, but we'll give him credit anyway. For the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert in transition is something. Maybe he could develop his ball handling to be more of an offensive player. Credit to Joe Ingles for spacing the floor, and also making a smart pass to Alec Burks to finish inside. I'm looking at Josh Richardson on this play. He's kind of in no man's land. He's not really back to defend Donovan Mitchell at the three-point line, not really ready to provide help defense on Alec Burks. Just more activity, man. I need you to commit to something rather than just allowing those 2 points. And then as for number one, we see the recent trade the Milwaukee Bucks made acquiring point guard Eric Bledsoe. It pays off pretty beautifully here as he lobs it up to Giannis, and that could be a preview of things to come for these Milwaukee Bucks.